All right, good evening and welcome to BackChat. I'm your host, Temba Madima. We're going to try it again. We're just trying to get Andre Olivier connected. Then we're going to get going. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to BackChat. I'm your host, Temba Madima. Sinesipo Dambile, I see you. Andre Olivier is in the building with us. We're just sorting out his connection and then we're going to get going. So he's going to be with us in a minute. Or so. If he's in here, let me send him an invite and then we're gonna get started. So welcome everybody. Derek Mukaleng, I see you, brother. Welcome to you as well. Dominic Scott, we saw you were in here. Welcome to you. The Don Puri, welcome to you as well, sir. Erasmus kicks the high jumper. Yeah, welcome guys, good to have you here. Just waiting for Andre to connect, then we're gonna get going. Technology, Andre. You must learn, Baba. But it's just waiting, it's connecting now. Jean Rousseau, welcome to you. Nshakam Shengu, 3000s, welcome. Cassidy, Lacey, welcome to you. Tinas Furi, welcome, guys. Just waiting for Andre Olivier to connect and then we're gonna get started. Hope you guys are doing well. It is a Tuesday. We had an exciting one yesterday with Lucolo Adams. Today we've got Andre Olivier. He's achieved a lot, especially in South African athletics as well as internationally, from junior, actually from youth level all the way up until senior level. Just waiting to get him connected and then we're going to get started. Andre Olivier. There we go. I think he sent me a request. Let's see if we'll connect. Welcome everybody, welcome. Hey, Andre.
How's things?
How's it?
Yeah, I'm using my phone. It's something with my MacBook. It doesn't want to connect.
No problem, man. It's all good. Thanks for joining in.
Big pleasure. Let me just get something to fix this phone. Say something like that.
Yeah. How you doing, brother? Good to see you,
Always
man.
good.
Yo, it's been a while. Good to see that you're strong, you're healthy, everything is good.
Big cheeks, yeah? Yeah, it's been a long time I've been on the track. So
yeah, man. You know, with all that you've done and achieved on the track, man, you deserve your rest. And then I know after a while, your feet are going to get itchy, so you're going to start doing the longer stuff eventually. But yeah, enjoy your time, man. Enjoy it.
Thanks, my man.
So,
thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure, you know. Thanks for joining us. I know you're not one who's too much into social media and so on. But you making time to be here, man, is definitely an honor. And I mean, you can't talk about the 800 meter and leave Andre Olivier out of the South African mouth. So thanks for joining us here.
Big pleasure.
All right, we're gonna get started. So what I'm gonna do is, before we get started with other questions, I'm gonna do an introduction so that the people who are watching, maybe there's some young bambinos in here who don't know Andre Olivier and what he's achieved. But tonight they will know for sure. So I'm going to do an intro and then we're going to get started. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, with us this evening, we've got Andre Olivier Jr. He is an Olympic Games 800 meter semi-finalist in the 800 meter, obviously World Indoor Championships 800 meter finalist, World Under 20 Championships 800 meter bronze medalist, African Championships 800 meter bronze medalist, Commonwealth Games 800 meter bronze medalist, World University Games 4x400 meter bronze medalist, World Under 18 Championships 1500 meter finalist. Ladies and gentlemen, Andre Olivier.
Yeah, lots of bronze medals, no silver and gold.
The gold. Yeah. You've got essay titles. I didn't mention those. I mean, you've got 3 essay titles. Those are golds. So they're there. There's golds in there as well.
That's it.
Man, but I mean, just reading this, Andre, like, it just goes to show, man, like, you know, 800 meters in South Africa has always been one of those events that has represented, man, on an international level. And I mean, what you were able to do in your career was definitely carry on that legacy. So Man, it's definitely an honor to have you here, and yeah, we're looking forward to the chat. Yeah.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right. We have to do another thing that's very important here on BackChat. We have to play a game. The game is called 30 seconds.
Okay. Okay.
So you've got 30 seconds to name as many things as possible that you would have in your competition bag. When you were still competing. Are you ready?
Okay. I've got
Coming
it.
to you in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Okay, there was 3 pair of sparks. I always had
Okay.
my pre-race drinks, recovery drink, a towel, massage cream, always a bandage, extra set of clothes, extra pair of socks, a warm top.
Let's go.
My cell phone,
Okay.
iPod. Sure. What was else? Yeah. A pen, always a pen with me.
Time. Yo, okay, yeah. Andre, that's 12, man. 12, not bad, man. It sounds like you last race last week or something, eh?
True.
You just remember those things like that.
Yeah, coming up, it's always the most important was always 2 pair of sparks. Always 2 pair.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, man. Yo, like I said, man, really excited about this one. So let's get started. Obviously, 800 meter is one of those events, man. I think I would personally say it's toughest event on the track. Maybe I'm a bit biased. Maybe you will agree with me, but definitely the toughest event on the track. Where did your running career start, man? Because I mean, as I was reading your CV, we've got World Under 18 Championships, 1,500 meter finalists. So obviously, it was not always the 800. Where did your running journey begin? Let's go to the beginning. Once upon a time.
Yeah, Timba, I've got a sister. She's a bit older than me, 4 years. So my dad used to train her. And when she was around about 10, I was 6. So I would go with my father for training. And then it started, the love for the sport. My father was a runner himself. He did a couple of comrades. And actually, I started off as a sprinter, 60 and 80. Wasn't too bad. Yeah, but then never really won big races. So my father said, look, you've got the speed. Why don't you move up to middle distance? And around about under 11, 12, started really performing well in the middle and long distance and cross country, believe it or not. And coming into high school, I was a bit small comparing to the other athletes. So I found it that my speed and power wasn't that good. So I concentrated more on the 1500. And around about the age of 17, I started getting taller and bigger and stronger. And with that, the speed, of course, picked up. And then moved on to the 800 meters. But always tried to focus on the 400 and the 1500 to complement my 800. So work around it for the 800. I always believe if you can run a good 400, you can run a decent 1500 and even a 3K. Of course, there's no reason not running well in an 800.
Absolutely. I mean, that's exactly the range, like that's why I say 800 is definitely one of the hardest events on the track. Yeah, obviously there's every event is tough, but I mean, you know it as well. I mean, you need to be fast, you need speed, on the other side, you need to have speed endurance, you need to have good endurance, as well as, 3,000 is stamina. And I mean, I think that's important that we get that message through, especially to the young athletes. Everybody thinks it's just going to run a fast 800. There's work, a lot of work. And I mean, I never knew how much work there was in the 800 until I joined your former coach, JJ Smith. And I mean, I've learned the hard way, but yeah, definitely a lot of work. So tell us, at what point did you decide, okay, there's this running thing is something that I want to take seriously and maybe eventually become a professional?
Yeah, you know, I would say when I first went overseas,
Yeah,
I was 15 years old, running in the
yeah,
youth. No,
yeah,
16 running under 17
yeah,
at the World Youth Champs in Morocco. So, you know, I got the taste of going overseas,
yeah,
performing there, seeing the world, and
yeah,
as a young kid, that was nice.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I would say around about matric last year in high school, I got a couple of scholarships from universities in the US and of course here in South Africa, and
Yeah.
decided to come to Potch. Um, my sister was in Potch, so I used to
Okay.
come to Ghana for Star for
Yeah.
training when I was in my last year in school. So it was a
Yeah.
no-brainer for me. Great training group back then, even now. But yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then just going on World Juniors, African Juniors, all that couple of things, and just it took off from there. And once the thought of making the Olympics came up, then it was a no-brainer. We have to take
Yeah.
it on professionally. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, like I say, I mean, if you look at your journey, it's been, I mean, especially the early years. I mean, like you say, a no-brainer because the momentum just showed. I mean, from 16, you're wearing national colors, you're traveling all the way to Morocco, and then there's World Juniors. You rock up at World Juniors. Obviously, by then now you've got a bit of international experience. Obviously, 16 at the World Youth Championships. You get to World Juniors. What's going on in your mind? What type of thinking do you have at that stage? I mean, we know you finished with a bronze medal, but just run us through that. I mean, it's a junior competition is intense, you know?
Yeah. We had a couple of good Kenyans. I remember Abu Bakr Kaki from Sudan.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was
yeah.
the world leader for the senior men, and he was still a junior. So
Wow.
getting there, you know, I think I was ranked fifth. So I knew that okay, to make the finals was important. And once you
Yeah,
get in a final, anything is possible. It doesn't matter
yeah,
where you are ranked. It's on the day anyone can come first, second, or third.
yeah,
I must say, I had a virus going into the championship.
yeah,
In my heats, I almost fell out. I almost didn't make the semifinals.
yeah,
So my dad was there after a lot of tears. We just said, listen, yeah, we have to go into that semi-final hard, take it out
yeah,
hard, and run from the start like back in the day.
yeah,
And that's
yeah,
what
yeah,
we did. And we got to the final. And luckily, Kaki was in the race. And he took it out hard. It was a pretty fast race. I think we went through in 51 seconds. And
yeah,
that was good for me because, like I said, something just wasn't right with my body, especially the last 200. So if the race was quick in the first
yeah,
400, everyone is going to die the last 200. And yeah, luckily
yeah.
it was me and Adam Kashot from Poland hitting
Crazy.
shoulders the last 100. And yeah, I did outdip him and yeah, got the bronze. And that was my first major championship medal at a junior level. And it meant a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, I mean, running against, I think it must have played a role though. Like, you know, running against Kaki, who went on to become a great senior athlete. I mean, Kishot, legend, you know, in his own right. I mean, if you think 800, you always think Kishot as well. And I mean, you ran with these guys for many years, shoulder to shoulder, changing positions in different times and so on. So obviously that must have played a role in you, you know, transitioning into senior. You must have known that these are my peers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. You know, as a South African, like you said, we've got a lot of depth in the middle distance. So from a
Yeah,
young age, my father always believed, as a school kid, under 17, under 18, you have to go run with the seniors to
yeah,
compare yourself with the best.
yeah,
So Yeah, I think that also prepared me to going into after World Juniors, going into the senior level, and just performing at the best of your ability.
Absolutely. I mean, like you said, I mean, if you look at the talent that was available in Poch at that time, I mean, big athletes. And I mean, it took you the transition into becoming a senior athlete. It was not a. Would you say you found it easy, or was it? I mean, there was a lot of big dogs by the time you came through in the scene as well. I mean, the likes of the legendary Murayini Muraudzi, who can never forget Ezekiel Sipeng. But there's also a lot of other athletes in that time. You know, I mean, if we must go back, we can look at the guys like Johan Fourie. We can look at why am I forgetting him now?
Johan Cronje, John van Deventer.
Yes.
Yes. Look, when I came to Poch, Jean, we had a really strong training group. Really strong. Yeah. I'm talking about back then Jan Maselamela, Alroy Galant, Tops, Samuel Sipeng, Ezekiel Sipeng. So we were a lot of guys. And for me, coming out of school with a personal best of 1500, 347, coming here, and these guys have got PB of 340, 341s, 339s. For me, it was a game changer. I knew that I was there, and now all of a sudden I'm at the bottom. And I just had, and I think it was more mentally getting ready for that. I got in my first race as a student at Picker. It was our first year's competition, and it was just a small meeting. And Jean said, "Okay, Andre, 345." And I'm like, well, you know, that's 2 seconds quicker than my personal best that I ran at national champs. He's like, no, it's easy. You do a 60, 60, 60, and a 45. And okay, and we tried, and I ran a 347 with my last 400 in lane 3 or 4, because all the rugby players were also running the 1500. So I had to run. So I knew that I can do it. And it was a couple of weeks later, we ran our national, not our Northwest champs. And I ran with Elroy. And, you know, we ran 342. So I think it was more mental change than physically change. And that, especially for all the young athletes out there, to do the training hard every day, in and out, anyone can do that. Anyone can go out every day and train as hard as they can. It's about being mentally strong and 90%. But I always say that if you train hard, your mind will be strong. Standing on that line before the gun goes, and you know you did the job, you know you did the work, the mileage, the speed, everything it's perfect. Your mind will be strong. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, as you're saying, the mental side of it. I mean, to perform at that level, it's definitely like if I must look at the only difference that there literally must be between, because end of the day, we all have blood, we all have muscles, we all have lungs. You know, there's no physical difference that you can see. Obviously, there's training, there's a bit of gifts and whatever, but end of the day, like you said, the mental capacity, and that's most important. What type of mindset did you get when you needed to do the work? What type of mindset did you have to get into?
You know, Timber, I think the most important thing was you first you must get a goal. I saw the athletes in lockdown. To think if I had to train in lockdown without a goal, you know, I've got 3 months to prepare for something. You'll go crazy. The first thing it was setting yourself, of course, for the year a long-term goal, but also a short-term goal. And then 3 weeks. Push your body for 3 weeks, and then your body gets into how can I say it, like an auto mode. And then it just comes from itself. Like waking up in the morning, doing a long run, it's like waking up and brushing your teeth. You're not going to think about it. You're just going to do it.
Exactly.
So, but I would say just getting yourself a goal and working towards it. And just knowing that your opponents are doing exactly the same. that if you wake up and I don't feel like it, just know that, hey, the guy next door, he's doing it. So, and this is a one-man sport. You don't have
exactly.
like in rugby, you've got a fly-off and a winger to make you look good. You're standing alone on that line, and that makes it also challenging.
You know, like track and field, Andre, it's a tough sport. I don't think, you know, boxing is still, you're in the ring and you physically take somebody on. You know what I mean? You can feel
And there's
it.
just one.
You can feel the energy. You know,
In boxing, only
running
one
is
person.
such a, yeah, that's also true. I mean, very true. It's just one guy. You know, you can study that guy for months.
And at athletics, you got, what, 15 other guys. In marathon, you've got 200 other guys running next to you. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And I mean, you know, the idea of racing, it's almost you're racing an invincible enemy even though he's next to you, because end of the day, it's exactly what you said. You wake up and you assume everybody you're running against is doing more. You have to. I mean, it's the only way you will wake up, because you know, if I'm sleeping, Kishot is putting in an extra run. If I'm sleeping, somebody's doing extra hills and so on and so on. So it's quite interesting, you know. So I want to ask you a question, Andre.
True.
So obviously we look at this is the early years, right? World juniors, you get a bronze medal, you move up to seniors, and let's talk about indoors. I mean, if I think of all your performances, maybe I'm wrong. You know, you can criticize me, whatever. But my opinion, and I mean, if I look at stats, your indoor 800-meter time is your best performance, you know, period. I mean, if we're going to look at the EPSA table or whatever other API tables, to run a 1:44.99 indoor is out of this world. Like, I mean, let's talk about that, and then we will also talk about the importance of why did indoors become so important in your running career? Because I know every time you always went out and you made it part of your seasonal plan, you know?
Yeah, look, Temba, my first indoor race was one of, like you said, it was one of my highlights. I've never seen an indoor race in my life before. I've never been on an indoor track. And my manager calls me and he's like, listen here, there's a gap open for you in the Birmingham Diamond League, and Muhammad Aman, Adam Kashot, all of these guys are going to run. I'm like, yo, you know, in South Africa, we don't have indoor tracks, but yeah, I'll give it a go. And as I said that, my manager said, just remember, you're a tall, big athlete. And for tall, big athletes, the indoor is not suited for you. And I'm like, okay, now you tell me. After I said, okay, I'll go.
This guy.
But you know what? Come over. We'll see what happens. So I said, okay, listen, you just fly me a day earlier. Like normally you get there 2 days before. I want to be there 3 days before, because I want to get onto the track and just see if I can do it.
Yeah.
So I got into the track back then with a friend, Trevor. It was Jenny Meadows' husband. And he gave me a couple of pointers. And I couldn't stay in lane 1 on the bends. Coming out of the bend, I moved to lane 2, lane 3. And I went to bed at night thinking, geez, okay, at least I've got 2 more days. And the next two more days, I tried it. And I couldn't stay. I could stay in lane 1 running 30 seconds for a 200. But that wasn't going to put it off. So I said, listen here, as the race comes, I'm just going to take it as it is. And the thing of Birmingham, there's a big screen on the home straight and on the back straight. So you don't know where you are. Normally, there's only a big screen in the home straight or only a big screen in the back straight. So as the gun went, we went and I tried to figure out if I was on the home straight or the back straight, but I couldn't figure out where I was in the race. So I didn't know if I just finished 400 or 600 or 200. So I knew that let's just wait for the bell, because then I knew I've got 1 more lap to go. And as I heard the bell, it's just, okay, 200 left, let's go for it. And crossing the line, not really knowing my time. And once it came up, 41:44.99, I realized that our national record was 144.91.
Hey.
So it was mixed feelings because it was so close but so far, but still running under 145 for my first indoor race was.
That's crazy.
And I always, and I spoke to Nigel almost about this, running with the unknown. And I feel that's exactly the way he ran his Olympics in 2012.
Exactly.
Any other athletes in the 800 that year going through on the 600 and 114, 115 would mentally say, listen, yeah, that's limits. And he just, I think he didn't really know what he was doing. He was just running. And that was running with the unknown. So I always compare that race of mine with these Olympics of, we both ran just like back in the day, just full out racing and just do whatever you can. So yeah, like you said, it was a great race. And well, after running that, the indoors became very important because I did pretty well. So of course, automatically it got very important for me.
I like what you said about the unknown. I mean, it's like you know, it's you know, as you get older and the more you run, and I mean, when we all started athletics, lactic acid, VO2, all that stuff did not matter. It was a matter of, did I win or did I lose? You know, it's like natural instinct. You know, I'm gonna run to the line as fast as I can. How fast doesn't matter. I just don't want to come last, and I don't want to lose. You know,
exactly.
You know, like, I think there's so much beauty in that. I like that you mentioned Nigel Amos. I mean, it was exactly, I mean, that race was exactly that for him. I mean, he was this raw talent from Botswana. He went out there. We're actually having him on Thursday. So it's going to be interesting to chat about that as well. It's exactly that, you know, and I mean, it's very primal. It's instinctive. It's like, that's how I believe running is. And I think it's always nice to watch like these bambinos, you know, and I know you're a coach as well, you know, and you coach a lot of the kids, and I mean, they don't understand distance, whether it's a K or a 2K. For them, it's just follow to the line, and we'll see where I die. But you know, that's simple running.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So let's talk about after this. I mean, indoors are important. You finished 4th at the World Indoor Championships, which.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I had a good heat. We got to the heat, and they put me with Nick Simmons, with Marcin Lewandowski. He was running at home in Poland, and they say, okay, only the first guy in each heat goes through to the final. So you have to win with 3 fastest times. So it was like, okay. I was in good shape. I think if I go back to World Juniors, probably a competition where I was in the best shape I've been up to then. Getting into the final, big pressure. Really, I knew that I was in shape at least to get a medal. But just unfortunately, the wheels came off. If I look back at the videos and my heats, I was so relaxed and looking where everyone was and just so relaxed. And then going to the final and just watching myself running as stiff as a pole and just not doing what you were supposed to do. But, you know, like I said, for every mistake you do, there's a learning point. If you win, you don't always learn something. Once you fail or do something wrong, that's when you learn. And the most important is making sure you don't do that same mistake again.
Absolutely. I mean, that's so true. It's crazy, actually. It's funny how us humans are, you know, we're so quick to focus on, like, I mean, they say, I mean, I can give you 100 compliments. If I give you one negative thing, you're going to think of that one negative thing. And I mean, it's so much easier to learn from the positives than it is from the negative. But I mean, we like hard lessons, right? We're South Africans. We're tough.
That's it.
Okay, so let's, time is moving. We need to wrap it up. I've got so many important questions I want to ask as well. So then we moved down to senior level. Obviously, like you said, hey, these bronzes, man, these bronzes are in the way, you know. African championships, you get a bronze medal. Big achievement, man. I don't take that for granted. I mean, Africa is the hub of 800-meter, 1,005 running. And in general, if you look in the past, I think the Africans were probably they were more dangerous running in Africa than trying to adapt in Europe and the other type of competitions. Maybe it's my opinion, but I personally think they're much more dangerous when they're comfortable at home, you know. And then I'm gonna forward past that because we don't have time. Obviously, you've also got a bronze at university games in the 4x4. You mentioned the 4x4 was also an important race, but now we have to fast forward to this one. This is a big one. It's an important one. Commonwealth Games. Commonwealth Game. Run us through that. Obviously, by this time I remember you were training with Nigel Amos. I can remember clearly as you guys came into the last 100. It almost felt like Amos was like, "Hey, Andre, are you there, Andre?" And you're like, "Hey, Amos, hey, open up for me. I'm gonna come through this side." And you know, Rudisha was in there as well. It was just like a African je ne sais quoi mixed up in there. Tell us about that race. Tell us about that moment for you, Andre Olivier, getting a bronze medal at Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, Timber, when Jean told me in 2013 that, well, he actually asked me, is it okay if Nigel comes? And I'm like, why is he not here yet? To be able to train with someone that got a silver at Olympics, why not? So, you know, he came. I think 2014 was a very big year for the two of us. We trained really, really hard. I've got a quick story of a session we did. The session was a 500, 400, 300. And as Jean said, listening to the 500, he wants us to go out hard, 49 for the first 400, like a proper race pace. And then see where you can. So I said, listen here, I'll take the 5 and the 300. He needs to take the 400. Okay. So we did the 500. We went through in 49 mid, finishing, I can't do 62, something like that. And we got a 5 to 7 minute break. And he didn't want to do the 400. And I'm like, Nigel, listen here, my man. Let's go, bro. This is a couple of weeks away from we need to do this 400. Come on. We need to go. And he's like, no, but he's tired, his legs. And I'm like, I'm also tired. Let's go. And he took the 400. And he ran a 46 low for the 400. And Jean wanted a 48 high. I followed with a 46 high. Of course, it's hand time, but just it shows you the shape he was in. So and then we did the 300 at the end. I think I did it on my own. He didn't do the 300, but that's not the point. So we got to Commonwealth Games, and you know, as the race started, it's a tactical race. It was raining, the track was wet, and two big Kenyans, Rotich, Ferguson, and Rudisha, of course, in the final. And you know, Nigel and I, we spoke before, like they're going to come up with a plan. They knew about Nigel. I don't think they were worried too much about me, but of course, Rudisha, Nigel, the rivalry. And I said, you know what? Don't worry, we'll do what we can. And coming in the last, what was it, 120 meters, we could see what the Kenyans were trying to do with keeping Nigel out. So Ferguson protecting Rudisha, and Rudisha going that last 100 and making a gap of 6-7 meters. If you go look, what was it, 5-6 meter gap what he had on Nigel? I'm not talking about Rotich, I'm talking about Nigel now. And just knowing how hard Nigel trained for that race. Well, we trained together. So just knowing what he deserved a fair chance. And so it was a no-brainer. Just move up for the guy. And as he goes, try and follow him, which didn't happen. He just flew out the blocks like a 100-meter athlete. And what a race, you know, catching Rudisha, who got a lead on him 6-7 meters. And in a slow race, not even a quick race. I think 1:45 winning time. So catching Rudisha on the last 100 what a race. And yeah, luckily I got third. It was really close. I remember a couple of years before, I was in school and I dipped for the line and I thought I won. And then the photo finish came and I got second. So going over the line, I thought, I know I've got third, but I just want to see the times on the scoreboard before I get excited. And as the name came up, I went to Nigel and it was a big celebration for both of us. You know, Jean was just as happy about the bronze as the gold. So it was good for our training group, good for Jean, good for the two of us, especially after a tough.
Good for South Africa, man. Good for South Africa. You know?
Of course.
Yeah. Wow, man, what a moment. I mean, I think I must watch that video after that. Just that, you know, the emotions you could see, man. It meant a lot to you, and I mean, it means a lot for the 800-meter culture, man. And we need to somehow get that back to where it is. You know, I mean, good thing last year we saw Tite go 144 again. You know, we hadn't seen that since you exited. You know, I mean, obviously towards the end of your career. You're young, Andre. I mean, you're 30 years old. It's still like it messes with my mind a bit, you know, because I mean you're young, but I mean you know, I mean I think an athlete knows when it's time for them to I mean before this it's already a 12-year career from when you popped up as in 2005 all the way until 2017. When you stepped out, I mean 12-year career, and I mean the last two was injuries, and that was tough on you, you know.
I think every athlete comes to a point. Look, if I had the choice, I was always asked until when, and I'm like, well, look at Haile Gabriel Selassie, back Johan Coronia, Johan van Ezekiel Sepeng. Van Diemen's running 34, 35, 36. What was Coronia when he got a bronze at World Champs?
It was 33, I think.
Yeah, somewhere there. But I think it comes to a point when injuries just takes over. You know, all that hard work, and once you get onto the track to do the real work, you get injured. So we tried, but you know, at the end of the day, and I think that for an athlete, the most important for me is not the mileage, not the speed, not the power, is staying injury free. If you can stay injury free for a couple of years behind each other, the chances of making success or being successful is 100%. But getting injuries here and there, niggles, and then you're a month out, a week out, 6 months out, operations, it's tough.
It's too much. Now I understand, man. But you know what, Andre? I think, we're gonna wrap it up, man. You've earned your stripes, man. You did your work. You made South Africa proud. I mean, over a span of many years, Olympics. You went to Olympics you finished in the semi-final there. Like we mentioned, all the other medals at major championships as well. And I mean, there's a lot, man. That's why I really wanted to get you on here, because I personally believe there's still a lot which you can give back to athletics, especially the 800 meter for seniors as well, with regards to your knowledge and what you've learned and so on. So I really appreciate you coming on. And we have to find a way to get this 800 meter back. I think the systems back then somehow allowed us. But I don't know. You're going to have to help us get it back there again sometime. But from Backtrack side, thanks a lot, for coming on.
Thanks, Tim. Just a pleasure.
And hopefully we'll chat soon.
I enjoyed it, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. And remember when we were chatting before, you were like, what story do I have to tell? I mean, come on, man. Come on, Andre Olivier.
Telling me you're going to speaking to Amos, speaking to Wade, and then to me. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to fit in there.
Man, I love stories so much, man, and I don't think there's a story that's insignificant. I mean, hey, the stuff you've achieved here, and how many South Africans have done them? I mean, we can count them with their hands, you know. So you can't talk as if you're a newcomer or a small athlete, you know. So big ups to you. Thanks for joining us this evening. Really appreciate it. Anything you want to tell to the South Africans and people around the world who have been supporting you, who love you, who you've put a lot of smiles on their faces, and they were backing you all the way till the end?
Yeah, just thanks for the
Anything you want
support.
to tell them?
Sorry there wasn't more to come. I wish I could give more, but now I'll leave it for the youngsters out there and enjoy. I can see a couple of comments here behind with a good friend of mine, Erasmus and
Yeah,
Emil, and a couple of guys there.
yeah.
Thanks, you know, keep it up, and just thanks for the support. I really appreciate it.
I see Erasmus says machine. We've
Now,
got
now
Mr.
it's
Deep
now it's
Board.
my support.
Absolutely, man. Thanks a lot, man. You are a legend, Andre, and thanks for what you've done. And yeah, we're gonna somehow get you back for more chats in the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching this evening. We had BackChat. We had Andre Olivier with us. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back again on Thursday. Tomorrow, you guys can rest, have your evenings again. Thursday, we're back. We'll be chatting to Andre's former training partner, Nigel Amos. I'm gonna
I'm
ask him
gonna
some
watch
of those
that.
questions. Yeah, you need to watch. I'm gonna ask Amos, why didn't he finish the 300? Maybe he would have.
Ask him.
Uh,
Ask him.
I'll ask him that. Thanks, Andre. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. Thanks
Thanks,
for
Emma.
joining us. See you again on Thursday. Cheers, Andre. Cheers.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Bye.